parang salita naman ng kanyang rato sa tayo sa pag-ibigay at doon pag-ibigay ko.
Good morning, everyone. Dahil magpabigas ka na kayo ang pinakon. I would like to thank you for all your love for him, my husband, SAVELLANO, and for all your support for us. At yaman ang pamilya kaya yung support us kay Yami, kaya nakikita yung pamilya ng talipon ng inyong SAVELLANO. These past few days have been very difficult for me. First of all, watching your husband struggle for his life and die for you, and die in front of you. It's probably the most painful and heartbreaking experience for a wife, if not the most traumatic. But all of these difficulties have been made right because of your gratitude and praises for his body of work. His life and accomplishments are indeed a hard act to follow. He was a passionate and dedicated worker, a perfectionist. Everything had to be perfect, always striving to render the very best. Mediocrity, or the modern attitude, was to him a failure. He would do extensive research on the problem at hand and analyze and zero in on the solution. He was the visionary who saw results 10 steps ahead, or who saw problems that may arise before they even happen. And that is why he saw the tasks should be executed as planned and delivered at the right time. He loved his work, never considering it as tiring or as a heavy burden. In fact, he always sought to deliver more than what was expected of him. He delighted in busy work, and even when his teammates were under pressure and tired, he would say, "Relax." Bibi was a man with a heart for the people. He reached out to the farmers, the fishermen, the laborers, the unfortunate, the sick, and the needy. He created advocacies left and right to address their needs, to help so many people. He found joy in uplifting their lives and seeing them grow and become independent, accomplished individuals by providing scholarships, medication, funding of projects, so on and so forth. His schedule was full of meetings and trips to so many places where he was needed, to the point that he practically lived in a suitcase. He wanted to be ever present for the people. In fact, he was never a day absent in Congress. Bragging aside, his accomplishments as a governor, vice governor, congressman, and as the Undersecretary for Livestock in the Department of Agriculture, has surpassed the work and accomplishments of any of his forerunners. Indeed, his work was a hard act to follow and was exceptional, even having authored 8 books. His work changed people's lives for the better, and I have only realized the immensity of the lives he has touched during this winter. due to the outpouring of grief from the people he has helped. He'll always say, "Bigyan niya ako, baby." Nasiri. Generous ako, baby. That is all true. And they say, where there is much grief, there is much love. He was loved by all. And now I ponder on all these and understand. Why was I jealous of his time? Why was I always crying when he was always away? And I would say, I would tell Benedict, wala akong asawa. Bakit konti lang tayo nagiging sa akin? Butch, ikaw na magbago kay SAVELLANO. Mas madalas mo pa kasama ang asawa mo kaysa sa akin. But now I see that God ordained him to be there, to be selfless and to serve the people. And therefore, I have to share my life with my husband, with all of you. He was ordained to serve, and therefore I too must serve. Now I understand why even during Holy Week we would visit goat farms. And even if we were smelling like goats, we would go to church and do the way of the cross, and we visit the iglesia, and people would come and say, parang ano yung amoy kambing, pero kami yun. Kasi mahal niya yung mga nagpapagin ng kambing, yung mga nag-aalaga ng mga manok, mga baka, baboy. He always walked the extra mile. Now I understand why I had to go to Davao, Bangladesh, and be a Girl Scout. Because he was heading the Boy Scouts then. Now I understand why I had to be with the NYL. And even go to different parts of the country to be with him. I had to share my time, his life, with all of you. I had to join cruises with him and talk politics even if I chose to be apolitical. All of these were just some of my husband's advocacies in his endeavor to be a true public servant, a true leader. He put his constituents first, and so did I have to do so. Despite all this, maybe you wonder, how was Stevie as a husband? Stevie was a loving, caring, thoughtful husband. Most of all, he was funny. I remember the times he would come to the set to just say hello and grateful, not only for me, but for everyone in the set. He never came home without pasalubong, kahit na maliit na chocolate o candy dadalhan niya ako. He would poke my nose every morning to wake me up. And I would say, bakit mo ba laging pinipitik yung ilong to umaga? Sabi niya, maswerte dahil kasi pagbilan mo, may nakikita kang gwapo. Sabi ko, okay. Minsan, kakalilan ko pala naman ako, nakaganyan siya. Pag ganyan naman ako, ano pagkain? Sabi ko, hindi pa nga ako nakakapag-toothbrush. Ano pagkain ka agad? Because my husband was a foodie. He loved to eat anything I cook. Minsan nagluluto pa lang ako, bumababa na siya. Nakaamoy ko yung pagkain, ang sarap ang yan, diba? Nagdareta ba yan? And then he would stay in the kitchen. And sa kakatikim niya, sabi ko, nangalahati na yung niluto ko sa kakakain. Hindi ka nakakain, over ka na. But he enjoyed eating. Though Bibi was such a smart guy, he was so poor in technology. He couldn't even operate the remote control that I had to be there and write, turn it on, go to recents, choose Netflix to watch Netflix, or choose YouTube. And then if he couldn't get it, he would call me, "Nasaan ka ba? Ba't hindi ka mo umuwi? Nasa taping ka ba? Umuwi ka na, ngayon na." Sabi ko, bakit ba? Alam naman hanggang 10 or past 10 and hindi ako makapanood ng TV, no? Hindi ko alam pa ako remote control. Or if he was watching a biglang nag-lightning and nasira yung internet, he would say, i-remote mo. Sabi ko, ikaw, mag-remote, di ka rin ako kay George. Di ba, kaya ka na nandiyan? Kasi ikaw lang ang mag-remote para sa akin. So I would do that. It was really funny. He would be a tough boss. Kasi even if he came work, hindi siya papahinga. Sabihin niya sa akin, i-print mo lahat na. Babasahin ko. Sabi ko, I don't have the app na ginamit ni Evan, wala akong .ai, i-download. Masyado na maraming option ng computer ko, hindi ko gagawin yan. Hindi, ito na yung iPad, basahin ko na lang, o kaya sa computer, ayaw ko. Everything had to be printed so he could read it and take comments. That's why even the day we left for Japan, I had to screenshot and print 34 pages because he was studying it in the flight. Kahit na nasa Japan kami, tumatawag pa rin siya sa office niya sa admin. DV, if you still didn't know, was my funny dancer. When I needed lifting up when I was down, he would dance in front of me, and even if his moves were funny, okay na rin sa akin because he really made me laugh. DV was my stylist. He would approve everything I would wear. And if he didn't approve of it, I had to change. If I wore sleeveless, he would say, asawa ka ng isang politiko, hindi dapat nakikita ang kilikili mo. Sabi ko, ang init eh. Bakit si Patch? Si Patch yun. Kaya ako siya, bagay sa kanya. Sabi ko, gusto ko mag-shorts. Masyadong init. Ano? Sumusuotin yan? Ano? Hindi ko magpapalit. Sabi ko, oo na, magpapalit. So, today, Jude, okay na ba itong suot ko? Kasi siya lagi nag-a-approve ng susuotin ko, even for the smallest event. DV was my comforter. He was my friend. He was my tajuan. DV loved to sing. At alam niya naman kapag nahawakan na niya yung mic, hindi na ginagawa. We loved going on long trips and just singing duets all the whole trip. That's what I would miss. Wala na akong katuwid. I stand the question, Lord, bakit mo Pinoy yung asawa ko? Sabi ko sa iyo, bigyan mo ako ng lifetime partner. But why did you take him so soon? Sabi ng pastor, sabi din ng pare, mag-birthday ako ng death date. May birthday with death date. So now, I won't question anymore. And I won't fight with God and question Him. I understand that it was His time. Today, I lift Him up and surrender to God. I surrender my husband to God, having passed the test with flying colors. He has finished his work and has left a legacy behind. A legacy we must all live with. Let us not put the legacy to waste. I ask God to guide me and show us how we can continue what He started and to finish it well for the greater glory of God. It is the life of the centered of God, a life of selflessness, love, generosity, and humility. I thank God for giving me the chance to spend the last few days happy na wala yung mga constituents alone in Japan. Thank you for giving me the chance, Lord. Most of all, I thank all of you for loving Him and remembering His good works. Pagyaman na